Good morning, traders. I am Emily Vani, the CEO of the Investment Banking Institute and your host here at NewsWare's Trade Talk. Joining me is trading anchor Bill Olson, who brings more than 30 years of institutional trading experience to our program. At Trade Talk, we provide the facts, themes, and trading ideas for the day ahead. Today is Friday, November 29th. Will investors be looking for deals in the market today on this final day of trading in November? Before yesterday's holiday, markets ended down. All three major indices closed regular trading in the red. The Dow shed 138 points or 0.31%. The S&P 500 gave up 22 points or 0.38%. The Nasdaq lost 115 points or 0.6%. Bill, let's get into Friday's action with what is happening in the markets this morning.
Hi, yes. Good morning, Emily. I'm watching the S&Ps. We're showing green. We're positive, 0.26% positive on the S&Ps this morning. So, yes, we do have a shortened trading day. Yes, today is the last trading day of the month, but we are looking for a green opening, and that's positive. An old trader on the floor of the NYSE once said to me, because there's an unusual trading event that always happens the day after Thanksgiving. That's why I always come in. And ever since hearing that, I've always worked the day after Thanksgiving because, I want to see what's happening. We don't know what it's going to be, but we're keeping our eyes peeled. This morning, we're seeing solid gains in the retail stocks. We're seeing gains in the banking stocks. We're seeing gains in the semiconductor stocks. So, that's all positive to start the day off. I see that the Biden administration is considering additional tariff restrictions on the sale of semi-equipment and AI memory chips to China. However, the expectations are that they're going to be less stringent than the previous plan, so that's actually a positive. That's why you're seeing some gains in the semiconductors this morning. Now, the tariff tensions between Mexico and Canada and the U.S., that's all kind of a hot issue because Trump was out there, throwing out 25% tariffs on these countries. But, the latest commentary looks like he's really going to be pulling back from that because he did have a call with the Mexican president and, they both came up with some positive commentary after the call. So it doesn't look like that's really going to happen. So that's actually positive talk on the tariff side of things. What else we have? Microsoft under pressure this morning. We got Microsoft down about 0.5%. The FTC is launching a broad investigation into the company, including their AI and cloud divisions. That's not good. That's not good. I mean, we'll have to wait and see how that holds out. And then we're, taking a look over in Europe to see what's going on in the European markets. And the DAX is higher by 0.41% or 79 points. The FTSE's trading off a little bit, down about 10 points or 0.12%. The CAC is higher by 20 points or 0.29%. The main issue out there really is the Eurozone core inflation data. That core inflation data came in unchanged as expected. And, there is an ECB meeting next month, and they are expected to lower interest rates 25 basis points. So, that could play into it. The FTSE, I want to point out that mining stocks are trading higher, even though the FTSE is slightly lower, because they're expecting some stimulus action out of China. So that would be positive for the mining stocks that are traded on the London Stock Exchange. Then we're looking over at Asia. And Asia, of course, saw mixed action. I mean, the Nikkei did fall 0.37%. Industrial production, retail sales came in weaker than expected. Growth for November. There is a lot of chatter about the BOJ raising interest rates 25 basis points when they meet in December. Hong Kong, we saw some positive action in autos and entertainment stocks. That index climbed 0.29%. Shanghai rose 0.93%, almost a one percentage point. The expectations are for more stimulus actions coming out of next month's Politburo meeting. So yeah, they're positive on that. Then we're just turning our attention over to oil. Now there's multiple factors going on in oil today, and oil prices are mixed. I mean, you got WTI up 0.8%, whereas in Brent is down about 0.1%. This is, and you look at what's happening behind the scenes in oil. I mean, that OPEC meeting is key. Now, that OPEC meeting was scheduled for Sunday. It's been pushed back. It's now going to be Wednesday, December 5th. So they moved it back 48 hours. Then you got the Israeli situation and Hezbollah situation. both sides are accusing the other of breaking the ceasefire agreement. How long would that agreement last? We don't know. I mean, these two sides are always going to be having a conflict. And then there was talk that Russia launched another attack on Ukraine's energy infrastructure, which is not positive. But at the end of the day, we're seeing mixed price action this morning in oil. But oil is looking to trade a little lower on the week. And that's what I have for you for a morning market report, Emily.
And Bill, as we return to our desks after the holiday yesterday, as you mentioned, a lot of people are off today, but the markets are open, as you mentioned, until 1 p.m. So we are on here at NewsWare's Trade Talk, following any possible market moving information. Again, using our NewsWare. So we're gathering this information a little light when it comes to earnings action and economic events because of sort of the extended holiday weekend. But we will start there. Bill, anything to note in terms of earnings action?
Well, nothing came out this morning. Nothing came out at all on Thursday, obviously, because the markets were closed. Wednesday night was barren as well. Uh, on Monday, we do have Zscaler. They're reporting Monday afternoon. Their EPS is 63 cents, and they have an expected move of 9.94%. But, there are other companies coming up for release, like Salesforce.com. They're releasing next week, and others. So, but for Monday, the only one I see really on the tape is Zscaler, ticker ZS Zebra Sam, Emily.
Bill, we will follow all of that earnings action throughout next week. Now we'll get to any notes on economic events. Again, because of this holiday, yesterday and then essentially today, not much on the economic events front, but any notes there, Bill?
Well, yeah, I don't see any reports coming out. I don't see any Fed speak coming out today. I mean, we did have the PCE data, which was, semi-positive because it came in pretty much as expected. The core, core rate rose to 2.8% from 2.7%. That was kind of what was our estimations. Jobless claims came in at 213,000. GDP held at 2.8%, for the third quarter. The Fed, rates, the odds of a Fed rate cut in December, it still seems likely. It still seems likely that we're going to get a 25 basis point rate cut in December meeting. But that's really all that's happened on the economic front, Emily.
Bill, the one area that you're able to gather information, even when it can be, slow with earnings or economic events, is the news front. Other pieces of data and information coming out of different types of news. You're following shareholders meetings today. You can also track other types of news using your NewsWare, things like merger news, guidance news, buyback news. Again, slow today because of the holiday. You're looking at your stocks group together this morning, like your FANG stocks and your Dow 30 stocks. So, Bill, what else do you see is possibly moving the markets today?
Just doing a quick data check. I got 23 Dow stocks higher, 7 lower. I'm looking at my FANG stocks. A little weakness in Apple, but everything else is trading higher. So that's kind of positive. Looking for some of the news behind the move today, like Amazon. The EU formally closed its tax probe on Starbucks and also on Amazon. That's kind of positive. Google, Canada's Competition Bureau sees is suing Google over anti-competitive conduct. Okay. So moving over your Dow stocks, Boeing, BOC Aviation purchases signed a purchase agreement for 14 Boeing 737-8 aircrafts. You look at shares at Disney. Disney was up big on Wednesday. It's trading a little off, but that Moana 2, so far the early weekend results are positive for it, so that's good to see. Microsoft FTC opens up a broad antitrust investigation into its cloud and AI division. In terms of events that are occurring like in December, we got that Black Hat conference, December 9th through 12th, the Gartner IT and Infrastructure Operations and Cloud Strategies Conference, December 10th through 13th, and an AI Summit, December 11th and 12th. That's really all I'm seeing for that. And that's what I have for you about news hitting the tape this morning, Emily.
This is the type of data that NewsWare delivers daily. It's factual, it's market moving, and our alerting functions bring it to your attention as it happens. Go to www.newsware.com now and sign up for the trial and see for yourself the benefits that professional NewsWire delivers. We've now made it to that time of the show for the Trade Talk pick of the day. Bill, a tricky day to be making a pick. Shortened trading day, as you mentioned, the last trading day in November. And it's also, slow when it comes to events because of the holiday. But, Bill, what is your pick of the day today?
I'm going to go with Zscaler, ticker Z, Zebra Sam. I mean, I just think there's going to be a little momentum behind the stock. You got tech rallying, and plus you get the added benefit of an earnings announcement that's scheduled for Monday afternoon. And I think those two factors together could cause the stock to show some positive volatility. The EPS at 63 cents. Expected move is 9.94% when they release Monday afternoon. If the major brokers are, they're rather mixed on it. I mean, they like the stock, but price targets are all over the place, and some are raising them, some are lowering them. So it's not really hitting all of my sector plays, so to say. But I still do like it. I still do think that we're going to be able to show some positive action in Zscaler today, ticker ZS, Zebra Sam. So that's it. But as far as an entry price, I'm going to say 205 to 205.50. We'll see where it opens. That price is going to be adjusted as we get closer to the open. But for now, that's my target price: 205 to 205.50 on ZS Zebra Sam, Zscaler, Emily.
Looking for opportunity in Zscaler today. We will follow that along with you. And coming up before we sign off for the weekend, we will do a recap on Wednesday's pick of the day. But first, let's take a look at the current breaking headlines that have hit the tape in our hot off the press segment. Bill, take it away.
MBUU, Michael Boy, Uncle, Malibu Boats, the president, Richie Anderson, is going to be retiring. RDNT, Richard David, Nancy Tom, RaidNet's Deep Health expands FDA clearance for Smart Mamo solution. Citibank completes the split of Mexican banks next week, it looks like. Oil executives and bondholders urge Trump to make a deal with Venezuela. RUM, Richard Uncle Mary, Rumble sues California over censorship law. Seen some gains in the retail and stocks. Holiday sales events kick off today. This is really the official start of the holiday shopping season. Solar panels, U.S. To decide on another round of solar panel tariffs. They're expected to be announced sometime today, a new round of tariffs, from imports from 4 Southeast Asian nations. That's all I'm seeing this morning, Emily.
Okay, Bill, before we go diving for deals in the markets today, let's do that check-in on Wednesday's pick of the day, which was Fortinet. Now, there had been some weakness in tech stocks. You were hoping to get in at this one at a little bit of a discount and hoping to get a gain from there. And I will remind listeners that Wednesday before the holiday on Thursday can be a tricky trading day, again, because of slow news cycle. And there was a number of economic reports that were coming out. But how did your call work out?
Man, it wasn't a horrible. I'll tell you that it did work out if you look purely at the numbers, that's for sure. I mean, Fortnite, ticker FTNT, Frank Tom, Nancy Tom, stock opened up at 96.68. And then the stock did fall down to 93.66. And I was saying, I'd be willing to get in 93.50 to 94. So, falling down beneath that 94 was really key. And then you look at the stock this morning, it already hit 94.94, which is 1% off the $94 price target. Based off of that, yeah, it worked out. I still think there's some more room for the stock today, but it did eke out the 1%. Fortnite, ticker FTNT, Emily.
We will count that as a win, and we'll also keep following it, see if there's a chance for a little more of a gain there. And we will check in with you on Monday about today's Zscaler pick of the day. Bill, thank you as always for your expert insight. Join us back here Monday and each weekday morning next week with NewsWare's Trade Talk, when we provide the facts, themes, and trading ideas for the day ahead. Again, I'm your host, Emily Vani, here with trading anchor Bill Olson. Traders, you know what to do. Let's go out there and make some green.